Hello everyone, my name is Kevin Carlson. I'm a mortgage broker here in Canada. If you've ever gone through the process of purchasing a used home, you may have noticed that there's some that are in disrepair or just badly dated and they need some help. Today I'm going to go over the process of getting a purchase plus improvements mortgage, which allows you to get some extra renovation money to make some improvements right after taking possession. First and foremost, the money doesn't come to you right after possession. It just doesn't work that way. That would be far too easy. A purchase plus improvements mortgage only gets you access to those extra funds after the renovations are completed. On a very large renovation, you can be reimbursed for your renovations in stages as you go through your construction process. First, let's go over some of the limiting factors with a purchase plus improvements mortgage. The purchase price of the home you're buying must be under $1 million. If the renovations that are needed are things like foundation or basement wall bracing, removal of asbestos or any other hazardous materials, you probably couldn't get a mortgage put on that house anyway. The banks rely on the house as security in case you default on the mortgage. So if you do that and they have to foreclose on you, well, the bank has a house that they have to try and sell. If it requires significant renovations like that, they just aren't going to be comfortable with that sort of a situation anyway. The most that you can typically get in a purchase plus improvements mortgage is 20% of the purchase price of the house to the maximum of $40,000. If the renovations that are required exceed the 20% or $40,000 mark, you still might be able to get a purchase plus improvements mortgage, but they're going to want to see an appraisal done to establish the value of the property today and then the value after the renovations are completed. They're just going to want to make sure that the additions that you're going to be making to the home are going to actually increase its value. You must demonstrate the financial ability to do the renovations on your own and pay for it. If you just barely have your 5% down payment and your closing costs, the lender probably will not want to approve a purchase plus mortgage for you unless you have some sort of a plan in place. I did do a mortgage for a client like this about 10 years ago. He didn't have any extra funds, but he did have a small amount to give a deposit to a contractor. He was able to find a contractor that would accept those deposit funds and then get paid the final invoice once everything was completed and the final draw was made. That worked out just terrifically well for that client, but I haven't run across another one like that since. There is a time limit on the renovations. From the time you take possession, they're typically going to want to see that you have the renovations completed within about 3 months. Now, I know that renovations often take longer than that, and if it's a few extra months, that certainly isn't a deal breaker. If it goes very much longer though, you could risk that the purchase plus funds will not be released to you once everything is all completed. Now let's go through the process of a purchase plus improvements mortgage for a buyer. Your trusted realtor has found you the perfect home in the perfect area that is badly dated. Shag, carpet, original windows, and everything. Your realtor is now walking you through the negotiation process to eventually make an offer on this house. It sounds like your offer is going to be accepted. If you're wanting to get extra renovation money in a purchase plus improvements mortgage, now is the time that you have a little bit of homework to do. You're going to need to get at least one quote for each renovation item. If you're going to need to replace the windows, then you'll need a quote for that. If you're going to replace all the flooring, you're going to need at least one quote for that as well. If you want to do the work yourself, you can certainly do that. Just get quotes for the materials only. However, you won't be reimbursed for your time to do the renovations. You can certainly do the work yourself, but if skilled tradespeople like electricians and that sort of thing are needed, make sure that you have the expertise or you have access to those people that can help you through the process and take out the proper permits. Once your offer has been accepted, you or your realtor will send me your offer to purchase documentation and the listing for the property. It would be a terrific idea to have the quotes available for me on that day, if possible. I do need those quotes along with the offer documents in order to send your purchase plus improvements mortgage into the lender. So let's illustrate this with a typical purchase price of $300,000. Let's say you're replacing all the flooring and the quote came in at $10,000, and you're replacing all the windows and that came in at $15,000. So the total improved value of the house will be the $300,000 plus the two quotes for a total of $25,000, making your total improved value $325,000. Your down payment percentage is going to be based on the improved value rather than the purchase price. If you're putting just the bare 5% down payment down, the 5% down payment has to be on the $325,000, not the $300,000. So your 5% down payment will be $16,250. On your possession day, your lawyer will transmit the funds to the seller to complete the purchase. The money for the renovations, the extra $25,000, gets held at the lender until your renovations are fully complete. Once your renovations are complete, I will need to send a certified appraiser to your property to verify that your renovations are fully completed. The appraiser will make up a progress inspection report verifying that the renovations are done. They will transmit that report to the lender, and within a few days the lender will release the rest of the funds to your lawyer, and then your lawyer will release the funds to you, reimbursing you for the renovations. Some lenders do need to see receipts for the money that you spent for the renovations, so it's always a good idea to hang on to those as well, just in case they're being requested. A Purchase Plus Improvements mortgage is a great way to expand your search to homes that might need a little bit of TLC. And the Purchase Plus component helps you finance those improvements over the life of the mortgage rather than on a line of credit or a credit card. Thank you so much for joining me on my channel today and learning a little bit more about the Purchase Plus Improvements program. If you have questions about the Purchase Plus program or any other mortgage, please comment below or contact me through my website. Thank you so much for your time and have a great day.